I am here to talk to you about alcohol and drugs. Okay, now how many of you, let's be honest, you're in college now, right? How many of you are sick and tired of people talking to you about alcohol and drugs? Yeah, I know, right? Oh my God, because most speakers are so boring and it's like all this bull that they're just, and it would drive me crazy. Listen to all this, like, just say no, just listen to you makes me want to go grab a bong. I mean, come on. Oh, God. So the number one reason why I do this is because I used to hear all those speakers and they used to really piss me off. And I wanted to do something different. It's like, you know what, let me come up and tell the real deal. I want to talk about alcohol and drugs the way that it needs to be talked about. I do this talk because I love alcohol. I do. I love everything about it. I love the way it smells. I love the way it tastes. I love the way it burns all the way down. Oh my God, I love that feeling that starts in my toes, it works its way up to my head, and I go, oh yeah, tonight we're gonna have a good time. I love that about alcohol. Why would I just say no to the one thing that allows me to get out on a dance floor, right?
And we really like having Randy here. We put him in a tough spot because he is really the lead off of our FYI weekend, and our students come in kind of skeptical, wondering what we're going to be telling them. And then Randy has a very engaging and informative presentation. Year after year, the students really seem to be listening and paying attention to what he says. I also find that they do remember over the years his 0, 1, 2, 3, his party with a plan. They laugh, but yet at the end when he's serious, they are also serious, and they really seem to accept that message.
First of all, after his presentation, there's usually a whole crowd of students that are wanting to continue talking with him and find out more information from him and tell their stories and get it because they feel inspired by him. This presentation is to our first year students during the opening weekend. And 4 years later, the students remember Randy, and they remember what he said, and they remember the 0, 1, 2, 3, and they remember Party with a Plan, and it seems to have made a strong impression.
Yeah, I used to work on college campuses. I was actually the coordinator of alcohol and other drug education on 3 campuses, and I was listening to the programs that were available to students, and I found that pretty much they were ineffective in helping to create change in students. I mean, back then we had Just Say No, but a lot of college students do choose to drink, and I wanted to find something that was going to actually make sense. So I came up with Party with a Plan. And I use part of my own personal experience, and I draw that into a plan that people can implement into their lives so that they can make safer choices when it comes to alcohol. Because up until now, we've had Just Say No, but we've also had Be Responsible. But I found that's pretty ineffective too, because if you ask 5 random college students to define responsible drinking, you get 5 completely different answers. So it kind of invalidates the term responsible drinking. So I wanted to come up with something that made sense, that was easy to follow, easier than, check your BAC, because how many people check their BAC at 11 o'clock at night? When I was growing up, and the messages that I heard and the decisions that I was making, and I made some pretty poor decisions. I actually became an alcoholic and a drug addict because of the choices I made. And what started in high school is making some high-risk choices. When I got to college, it just exploded. And it just got worse all the time. And it was alcohol and marijuana and cocaine and a variety of other things that would come along. But by the time I was a 6th-year junior at San Diego State University, my life was pretty much falling apart. And I got expelled from San Diego State for the 2nd time, right around the time I got fired from my job delivering pizza. And I was down to 134 pounds and thought, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. And I thought, okay, I'll put a note on my door that says, don't come in, just call 911. And I'll sit in the bathtub so that I don't make a mess for anyone to have to clean up. And I went and got my scuba dive bag, and I got out a dive knife that my parents gave me as a gift one year, and I knew you cut down and not across if you were really serious. And I thought, well, can you cut one and then switch and cut the other? I don't know. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just slice open my throat instead. And I looked up into the mirror to see where to start, and I made eye contact for the first time. I went, oh my God, what are you doing? On May 16th, 1984, when I was sitting there debating which wrist to slice open first, I didn't know where to turn for help. And one of the things that I swore that I would do every time I did one of these talks, if any of you, at any time in your life, has a problem and you need someone to talk to, my email address is randy@randyspeaks.com. randy@randyspeaks.com. and I answer every single email that I get because I really do care about what happens to you guys. I want you to be successful here. I want you to be gloriously successful with your entire life and to not let this shit get in the way. And I can tell you, because I've been on both sides of it, and I can tell you it's not worth it. It gets, at the beginning it's a lot of fun, but all of a sudden you get caught in that whirlpool and you try to get out, but you can't get out. It just really hurts when I hear these stories about students who are dying and hurting themselves and others because of one night, one decision. And I want to help to make a difference so that that doesn't happen anymore. And it was an honor being here for you guys. If there's anything I can do to support you, have an amazing time here at Albion. You made a great choice in colleges. See you again. Thank you. Thank you.
To be honest, I was ready for this to be really stupid. Like, I have heard so many drug and alcohol talks, but I come from a family of alcoholics and I have a lot of friends who struggle. And this was real. And this was a good talk. And it was really relatable. And it's something I don't think I'm gonna forget.
Randy's speech was awesome. I mean, he started off, it was funny and entertaining. And I could tell that he was trying to get his point across that he's not the type of normal guy that's going to sit up there and you do the 1980s Ronald Reagan ads. It was just fun. But then he had this moment that he said, I used the same line in the beginning and you guys were laughing. You're like, yeah, alcohol. But you're not doing it now. And that was just, it really hit me. And it was crazy. It blew my mind. It was awesome. I just wish that a couple of my friends that I know could have been here to see it.
And starting in the next couple weeks, I start my fall tour, and I'm really excited to get out there and talk to more students. So the purpose of this video is to get my message out to more people and to be able to visit more campuses.